Hi, Islamic Dad here. If you enjoy this channel and find it useful, please subscribe. It does help me out a lot. A term that gets thrown around a lot in circles studying narcissism is word salad. Now, I have a feeling there's different definitions and examples of word salad. So I think the one thing we can kind of agree is the purpose. So the purpose of word salad is to confuse the target enough so that whatever issue has been brought up can be sidestepped. So this is a combination of gaslighting, deflection, reversal, all of that all wrapped up into one incoherent package. And basically, I feel like word salad can come in a lot of different forms, but that's the goal. And so that's kind of how you know what word salad is, and when a narcissist has used it is, have they said things that were just incoherent, and after the fact you were confused, and like the original question that you asked was never answered, the original concern you brought up was never addressed, the original topic that you wanted to discuss was never touched, etc. So that said, I thought it would be fun to do an example of the word salad that I've heard, and at least here in my state, in my city, where I actually hear word salad the most is homeless people kind of begging for money. So again, just to clarify, I'm sad that I have to clarify this. I'm not making fun of homeless people. I'm not making fun of homelessness. It's a very real issue. It's a very real problem. I could do a whole video on the issues with the economy and kind of the way things are structured within the U.S. that is basically creating and perpetuating homelessness. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this specific video is to give an example of word salad. So for example, say I'm downtown with my friends, or I might be going to meet them, and someone comes up to me. Very often they'll say something like, "Hey, can I get $20 because I need the money for a bus pass, but I only have 14, but I need the 20 because the bus pass that I did have, that's back at my place in Walsenburg, and I can't get to Walsenburg now because my car broke down last week. And even though my uncle said that he was going to help me fix it, he never showed up. Turns out he got picked up on a DUI, so he's in county. And so I wasn't able to get my car fixed. And originally I was going to sell the car because there's a good surplus place where I could get good cash for it and sell it for parts. But that place is out of business because the owner went ahead and moved to California, because he's getting older, he's getting up there in years, and his kids live out in California, and they've got their own place there, not too far away from Los Angeles. And in Los Angeles, like if you're driving to and from work, a lot of people talk about 2-hour commutes. Like I had my friend Brad, he said, "Oh yeah, when I used to live in California, my commute was 2 hours." And I said, "Whoa, that's nuts. I can't believe you took 2 hours out of your day, each day to drive." And he stopped me. He said, "No, 2 hours each way. That's crazy. I could never do that." I mean, I always try to, when I'm working, I try to get a place within walking distance. because I don't like commutes. I don't like traffic. I want to be within walking distance. And if it's in walking distance, I'll get my exercise. Because last time I was at the doctor, he said I had high cholesterol. And he put me on those pills, those statins. I didn't like them at all. I felt like I got hit by a bus the next day. And I told the doc, I said, I can't take the statins because I just hurt all over. And he said, well, you got to eat more fiber and you got to exercise. And so I did the exercise part, but I'll tell you what, I don't like fiber that much. I'm kind of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. And I like to eat my steaks and my hamburgers and my bratwurst and stuff. And one of the best bratwurst places in the whole state is up in the mountains. And you'll go there and they'll always have a good selection of stuff. Last time I was up there, they had rattlesnakes. And I'll tell you what, rattlesnake bratwurst is good. And years ago when I was in Boy Scouts, we were camping one time and I got bit in the ankle by a rattlesnake. And I'll tell you what, that was the olden days when you carried a pack with you to get that venom out, or else you'd be in big trouble there. And so I always carried my pack. And my friend Jeff, he didn't have his pack, but luckily he didn't get bitten or anything. But it turns out that he got drafted some years after that. And he ended up going to Nam. We kind of lost touch after that. So I don't know if he's dead or alive or what was up with him, because it's sad, because I know a lot of people that got drafted over there and I just kind of lost touch with them. But a lot of them that did come back, they're kind of messed up in the head. They're not doing too good, which is too bad, because people talk about loving this country and stuff, but then you go to the VA hospital and you see the conditions the VA hospital in. It's not good at all. Not good at all. My friend Betty, she's a nurse at the VA hospital and she's been working there for about 15 years. She's got 2 more years and then she says she is done. She is going to retire. And she is out of there. And she's already got her place picked out in Florida. And she's just going to go straight to Florida in 2 years. And she's already got the land bought and stuff. And she says she's going to build herself a little house on that land. But I don't know. I think she's too old to build, a house right now. I mean, she's approaching 65. I just think that's too old to build a house. So I gave her the name of my friend Greg. And Greg, he's a working guy, and he said, well, he doesn't know how he's going to get down to Florida, but he'll build that house and stuff. And Greg's a good guy. He's been through some hard times. I mean, back, some years ago, he got addicted to, Mexican black tar heroin, and he was in a bad place for a long time, and he just decided one day, said, I'm done. I'm not going to do heroin anymore. And he hasn't touched it since. And it's great, but he's got track marks up and down his arms. I mean, he blew out all the veins. I mean, after he did that, he started shooting in his ankles and his, lower legs and stuff. And they're all messed up too. But you know what? If that's the price to stay alive, then so be it. So so honestly, I could go on for another hour. I don't know. Of all the bad skills to have, that's the one that I'm really good at. So I think that that's an example of word salad, where basically, I don't even remember what the original question was. I don't remember what the original topic was. And it just went on and on and on. And, as you can probably tell, like one of the tricks is that with word salad, you never stay long on a particular subject. You're kind of just surfing around, bouncing from, one subject to the next and stuff. Again, for the purpose of keeping the, target kind of unbalanced and off center. So hopefully this has been helpful, and if not helpful, at least entertaining. Thanks.